Yo, Diablo 1 is one of the greatest games of all time, just period. When I first played it back in the day, I sat there and I was playing single player, and then all these little swords and shit were dropping, and then I would take all of these weapons out. I thought it was like Zelda. I needed to collect all this shit, so I'm taking all this random rags and capes and swords and crap, and I'm putting them out in the town. I'm like, I might need this stuff later on. Later on, I realized it was just all a bunch of lame crap. It's just like 90% of what drops down ain't even worth picking up. And so you eventually figure out after playing for 4 or 5 hours, it's like, oh, well, now I'm starting to get what this is. I thought it was going to be Zelda, and I thought I was kind of like, well, why can't I use a controller? Why have I got to use a mouse? I mean, I wanted to use a controller. And it's, when you're first playing it, if I've never played anything like this, where it's like randomly generated, and each time is a different run. You're going to have random equipment and random monsters, and the majority of it would be in junk. I didn't really think of it like that when I first played it way back in the day, and it required Windows 95, and when it first came out, I had like a Pentium 1, and that was way too weak for Windows 95. It was a weak piece of crap, so I didn't actually get to play Diablo 1 until later. And I was a big Warcraft fan. I was loving Warcraft, so I wanted to play this game. And so when I actually went through and played it, and dude, I was enamored. This was super crack. And then I would get eventually on BattleNet with my freaking dial-up crap internet, and meet some guys. He just hands me the godly plate of wells and the King's Sword of Haste right from the get-go. I'm like, oh my god, look, he just some random dude just gave me this awesome treasure. We're sitting there, two warriors bleeding up shit, and I'm like, feel like I'm super badass. And then I eventually died in like down in like level 15 or 16 or something like that, in like nightmare mode or something, and I couldn't get my godly whatever the hell bullcrap duped junk that he had given me. I couldn't get it back, and I didn't even know it was duped, freaking hacked up, stupid crap, that got pulled off the save game. But man, I had so much fun with this, and it was great. Now, Diablo 2 dwarfs it in every which way, and it's 4 times bigger, and it's a super masterpiece. But even today, the first Diablo is worth playing through. Now, it's got some janky, stupid shit like your projectiles can't hit enemies while they're moving from one tile square to another. So it's like you kind of wait for them to stop and pause and then shoot at them. The classes are super broken. Now, when you get the game off of GOG, it comes with Hellfire. You don't have to play with Hellfire, but I've always played with Hellfire. It kind of destroys the balance because you can just buy these elixir potions for about $5,000 a piece, starting in Nightmare, and then just super max out your character and be ridiculous. There's also a Barbarian and Bard class. Both of those classes are really strong. They weren't really ready to ship with the game, but you can enable them through like a little command line thing, and it's just the Bard was broken as shit, man. she attacked. She was a melee rogue that would I think you had to wear 2 swords in your hand or some shit like that. And then if you hit like the first 3 screens ahead of you, kind of like the monk did, and it's just really damn good. Had like a high magic too, but I had never played a sorcerer before, and so I'm so big into sorceress in like Diablo 2 and 3, and I can't talk about that other one yet, but I play in a sorceress in that too. But I've never played the OG. So when I went back and played the OG, I already knew it only had 4 quick keys for your spells. And every time you start the game up, you have to reassign those quick keys. Every time you enter a new layer or room, or you have to redo your buffs too. My mana shield is insanely broken. It is insanely amazingly broken. And so is Chain Lightning. So is Fireball. About to sneeze. Oh gosh, Kitty. You think we'll edit that out? No, we'll just leave that shit in there. But freaking teleport's great because look how slow this dude's moving. This is his speed. This is his walk speed. It's slow as shit. And so when Diablo 2 added run, when you could only run about 4 feet and you're tired again, that was actually a huge improvement over this. That's what it's designed to improve upon. But, freaking teleport works almost like Diablo 2 teleport. Just freaking teleport like a maniac as long as you got mana, and just freaking drop chain lightning in the damn room and blow everything up. This game makes the wizard just freaking super badass. The warrior is like a piece of junk compared to him. Me and my friend went through the game. You can't actually party up, so you can accidentally blow his ass up with your fucking spells or whatever. Whatever. I ended up killing nearly everything and being 10 levels higher than him. I was like 27 to his like 18 or something by the time we beat normal mode. That was a freaking insane difference. A lot of it's just him sitting in downtown comparing shit. You need to be in there killing shit all the time. The fuck what the hell the people are selling. But this is one of those games that is a must play. Janky as fuck, but you can get it on GOG and then play through the classic mode. I think you might be able to still play it on BattleNet, or just play it through with a friend on Hellfire. That's what I did over your IPX wrapper or whatever the hell you did. You gotta do some shenanigans to get multiplayer to work for Hellfire, but that's the way we did it. Fun. Highly recommend this even today to go back and see what Diablo 1 is like. And it's kind of a shame that Blizzard's more or less just dumped it on to GOG, but GOG's taking care of it. And so characters ain't balanced. The enemies are kind of dumb as shit. But hey, man, it's still this course Diablo, and you wanna freaking, you never know that next enemy is gonna drop you a cool gold item, and like, what is this gold item gonna do, man? My king sword of haste, man. I gotta get that shit. Gotta give it overpowered as fuck, and just playing it right now. My sorcerer is way too strong, but I'm like, hey, man, if I went back and if I played some Rouge, would that be some awesome gameplay? I don't know. But this is one of my favorite franchises ever. And bro, when me and my friend went back through it, the old music, the old graphics kicked right in, and we were there, man. We just take our ass back nearly 15 years ago or whatever it is, 96. Maybe we're getting close to 20 now. Man, it was crack. It's freaking great. I highly recommend it if you never played it. Most people have only played Diablo 2 and up. Go back and give the OG a run at GOG.